What is the value?
The least. Yes, the least, value on those cars that were sold.
I just told you that the values vary, but based on the condition of the cars. But it could be from maybe between 2 and 4 million. I think none will be more than 4 million.
Yeah, but Honorable, last time out, some agencies patronized Made in Nigeria. Why isn't the 8th Assembly buying Made in Nigeria?
I cannot speak for the entire Assembly. I know that the House of Representatives will sit down and look at the different kind of cars. It's going to be, a general house decision. Look at the kind of cars and seek opinion of experts, which is more durable to be procured. In the 7th Assembly, I'm privileged to be a member of the House Service Committee. And the proposals that were coming were Prados or what have you. In line with our decision to make sure that we scale down and make Nigerians understand that we are in tune with their union aspiration, members proposed Camry, believing that Camry, a Toyota product, is more, amenable, or is more applicable to Nigerian situation. Nigerian road and Nigerian weather are mostly, Toyota cars supposed to flow with. So as a 7th Assembly, that was the decision. The 8th Assembly, I am not aware. All I hear, all I see is from the news and what have you. As of now, we have not sat down to take such decision.
Well, Honorable, it would seem from your explanations that members of National Assembly do not scrutinize the runnings of the National Assembly enough. Would you say that is the situation?
But the truth of the matter is that National Assembly budget is unfortunately being misconstrued to mean just members of National Assembly. You had the bureaucrats. The last time, and I, like I told you, the 7th Assembly, I was a member of the House Services. So I was privileged to be one of those who went through the budget of National Assembly. You have, the first year, I guess in 2012, we had a budget of 150 billion in National Assembly. And as at that time, 69 billion was for the bureaucrats, was for National Assembly, civil servants, and whatever the running. And about 30-something billion was for the capital projects. At the end of the day, what was meant for the 400-something members of National Assembly was around 30-something billion. But erroneously, I read in the media where people just say 150 shared by 409, what have you, and that is the what's happening. So the National Assembly budget, not that it's not being scrutinized by National Assembly, it does, but it's going through the Committee of House Services in both chambers.
All right, just a minute. We'll have to bring this information to our viewers that a fire has razed the major markets in Yola, Adamawa State, Nigeria's northeastern region. No loss of lives lost in that fire. We understand that the fire broke out at about 3 a.m. today. Our fire service at the moment are also still battling to put the fire out. So as you see scrolling there, fire had razed the major markets in Yola, Adamawa State, Nigeria's northeast region. No loss of lives, and the fire service are still battling to put out that fire. Well, let's get back to Honorable Tajudeen, Chairman, House Committee on Capital Markets. Let's switch to the budget, the 2016 budget. Have you gone through it, or are members going through it about now?
Yeah, I'm just going through it. Now, and I believe members too are going through it. The women will resume on the 12th. That will be the burning issue on our table.
So what key things will be members, will they be looking for? What key items do we expect members to look out for with the budget?
Everything. One of the things that interests me, I was privileged to be Deputy Chairman of House Committee on ICT in the 7th Assembly. I will have this publication of ICT procurement in all MDAs. We came up with a proposal then and appealed to the National Executive Committee to harmonize ICT budget. warehouse them under the Ministry of ICT, so that we don't have, item being duplicated. You don't have all these pockets of every MDA creating his own ICT center, where you can leverage on one, global center for national, for the federation. Example, you find 450 million naira for computers in MDA, you find another 300 million naira in MDAB. Then you move into procurement on ICT material. These are things that the details are not given. We had a lot of work on it in the 7th Assembly, and I'm raising the attention of the House Committee on ICT already. I'll bring it to the attention that come. We must deal with this once and for all. These are areas of leakage. The federal government has an agency called Galaxy Backbone. They has capacity to warehouse most of these things. So why do you create an agency that has a capacity that is not being used, and you duplicate effort all over? You have the NICOM search. That has capacity to handle most of this, the desired requirement of ICT in MDAs. So these are areas I am interested in, and I believe some of my colleagues will be interested in those areas. Because in exercising our power over appropriation, Section 80 and 81 is clear that we only appropriate, the National Assembly will appropriate in a manner it deems fit.
Do you see your members, your colleagues in PDP agreeing with their colleagues in the APC, especially when it comes to the budgets allocate? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, I'm asking, do you see the APC and the PDP agreeing, especially when it comes to budgets allocated to Aso Rock?
We must come to terms with this reality. Democracy everywhere after election. Party elections dissolve. That is why I am sitting in front of you here. In 2012, I had the I call it unfortunate responsibility of coming up with a motion against the plan, removal of subsidy at the time it was done, believing that the manner in which it was done was not right. I am PDP. So if we find any item that is not consonant with the desire of Nigerian people, does not promote the change mantra, because Nigerians genuinely desire change, and we must give them the change they desire, the change they deserve. So if we find any item, if the villa budget is a bit exorbitant, beyond control, because I've seen some of the items there, I don't see any reason why we should allow party affiliation to stop us from doing what is just and fair. I remember in 2012, when the previous president made the budget of about 900 million for feeding Aso Rock, and there was outcry. It was scaled down to about 700. From there onward, it began to drop. Last year, it was 400 and something million naira. It means that we are conscious of the fact that there is need to scale down our budgetary allocation to certain areas of government. So the villa budgets as it is, we need to ask a lot of questions. We need to call the PAMSEC and whoever involved. Why? What happened? Are we building a new villa with a capital allocation to villa? Break it down for us. Let us see. I believe National Assembly will do what is needful.
But if you look at it now, I'm trying to look at the budget. I go back to the budget. I go back to the issues at stake and the sacrifice that we expect of the National Assembly. You are the representative of the people, and the people are saying this is hard time. In fact, the government has been saying that. We heard that from the presidency. We heard that also from the National Assembly. How much of sacrifice are you willing, I'm talking about legislators, are the legislators willing to make towards making sure that all of this can be jettisoned? If Nigerians say, forget about the cars, we just spoke with Senator Shafa, and he said, well, if that's what Nigerians want, they will go with that. Are you willing, as a member of the House of Representatives, if Nigerians say, forget about this car purchase, because we're really broke at this time, are they willing to go with the Senate?
Definitely, if Nigeria if Nigerians are saying, do away with the cars, I am very sure that there will be alternative. Nigerians will not just say National Assembly members should go ahead and do their work without means of moving from one place to the other. However, I am aware that there are a lot of other areas of sacrifice. The cars are just one item. If the training is very, very key. If you observe, since the State Assembly came on board, most trainings, all training so far, all training have been done locally. Before you know the cost of traveling for training abroad. In as much as we understand that we need such expertise abroad, there is this plan by the present leadership to try bringing expertise into the country and so as to reduce cost in that area. And if you look at the National Assembly budget, for the past 7-8 years, it has been consistently at one level until last year we dropped to 130, and the proposal this year is 115. By implication, the National Assembly is shielding at every year to show by example that we are committed to leading by example. I was to speak of myself. I will tell you, sir, that by privilege, I'm being in the House, and I do not in any way deceive myself that I can, of my own alone, bring the desired change. But however, I know that in my sphere of influence, I can bring the change that is desired. That is why the whatever it is that is accrued to my constituency in any ramification gets there. I pursue everything I can influence there so to bring the democracy dividends to my people. So I encourage my colleagues to understand this, that Nigeria is in the try moment. What is expected of us as leaders is to genuinely not just say it, but to be seen as making sacrifice. And I'm sure the leadership understand that.
All right, Honorable Tajudeen Yusuf, Chairman, House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions. Thank you for talking to us today.